Perfect. Perfect. All right. Happy Saturday, everyone. Those of you, whether you're doing a challenge or not, we've run reports, really, really good job for everyone that has weighed in, updated progress pictures, and everything like that. These meetings are going to be just opportunities where we can kind of talk, get your questions answered. If there are things Monday through Friday where you need help with for nutrition, motivation, accountability, or support, or questions, like I said, we'll answer it on these Zoom calls. Okay. Um, since when I came in, I'm going to start with either Ty or Lauren because one of you guys were in here first. Um, when we do this, if you can have your video on, please do. It allows me to kind of see you, especially because I don't see you guys often too, but I can see you and I can see if you're lying about anything, especially when it comes to nutrition. All right. But yeah, Ty, Lauren, let's whoever's here first. I'll start with you.
I think Tyra was here first.
No, I don't
Okay,
think that.
no worries. So I want to say that as far as something that's really happened that's a kind of amazing is that I was focused more on trying to build muscle. I wasn't really concerned about the weight portion of it, but I will say I was heavier on the heavier side. I was at 183 when I did my my MyZone.
Mhm.
So what I was doing was I was increasing my protein and just only having like the bigger meal in the day, and it was really strictly just like the protein and the green or whatever it was. I was following the meal plan, and I went down 7 pounds.
Nice.
I wasn't trying to do the weight. I was trying to do the muscle. But what I'm just saying, and by drinking the water, it really helps accelerate it if you really do that. And I wasn't focused on the weight. I was more thinking about that would help me with my muscle.
Yes,
So,
and go, we get that often, right? It's like if you were to look at one of the, let's just call it the macronutrients, right? And those of you that are new, there are three big macronutrients. You have protein, you have carbs, you have fats. If you can do one of those more, I always recommend protein, especially ladies, right? As we get older, we usually lose muscle, right? And as we get older, we want to make sure we're building lean muscles and getting stronger. But by just simply increasing your protein and then filling the other gaps with vegetables that you like and then carbs, that should happen, Ty. You should be able to lose weight literally more intentionally. You should also be able to drop body fat too, to where clothes fit differently and you feel a lot better too. And that seems like that's what's happening.
the fat, the body fat, I'm sure it has, because I did my my scale today. I was 174 from 180. Yeah, I mean, no, 173, I think, which
Which
is
which is good, Ty. And once again, I remember day one. And I always,
yeah.
we joke about this story too as well, but I remember day one when you first started, not being able to get up and down, having to modify, the knee pain, the back pain, and just see where you're at now and to see that you've been able to keep the weight off for, 5+ years is incredible. So keep that up. And then, once again, those of you that are new here, I usually glance at your Fit Pros, Ty. You're up to date with weigh-ins and pictures. Keep it up.
All the
Uh,
time.
yeah, and it's one of those too. Like the more you can take pictures, even if you miss a week, just take it. I promise you, if you look at 6 months worth of pictures, even if you don't do well with nutrition, you'll still see that your body changed, right? And sometimes that's motivation that you need to continue to just keep pushing through. Okay, keep it up.
Absolutely.
Any
Yeah, if you follow it, it works. It really does.
yeah.
Okay.
Any other questions you have, Ty, or anything else?
No, I'm just really sticking. I'm glad that we're doing it in the middle of the summer because it just keeps us, without, because I'll go overboard if I'm not doing something, and it's really has helped me so that I can kind of stay on track.
Most definitely, most definitely. And summer, I mean, it's warm, so we have every excuse to get you guys to sweat. So, so keep it up,
Yeah.
okay?
Okay, thanks.
No problem. All right, Miss Lauren, you are up. How's everything going? Any questions you have for me?
No, I mean, it's going pretty well. It's exactly kind of how it was in the first challenge. I mean, I think I've looked maybe down 2 pounds. So the weight first week tends to be around 1 to 2, maybe 3 pounds. And then the next week it accelerates. So I'm just thinking about it as data. So that's great. My water consumption, I think it's like really doing great. My nutrition is just simple. I've been doing now the intermittent fasting. So I don't eat breakfast until about 11, which is great. And then I try to finish all of my meals by 7. So it just keeps it really simple. And I'm just not even thinking about it. I'm just doing right. This first week was chicken and asparagus or spinach. I'm sick of chicken now. So I'm going to do ground turkey, I think. And then I'll do like the ground turkey and Chinese broccoli. And I'm sure I'll get sick of that by Thursday. But today I get to have salad. I'm going to have salad doing that. So it's just really simple. I'm just trying to, I'm just keeping it as simple as I can so I don't have to think about it. And my clothes are definitely fitting. Like I've had shirts. I did take a picture of a shirt I bought like maybe 6 months ago that was too tight that now is loose. So that's really awesome. And I have more clarity with work, more energy. So far so good. And yeah. I mean, the only thing today was George definitely broke me today in the workout. I I did my best, but that was absolutely an incredible challenge. So, that's it.
Which is really good, and Lauren, really good too. Just with everything, like I'm giving you guys permission to be human because we are all human and we're gonna make mistakes, we're gonna be stressed out, like, but as long as you try your best, you will do well. Whether you're doing the
Yeah.
challenge, whether you're not doing the challenge, as long as you do your best, you're gonna do well. And the blueprint for a lot of us here is just, work out, as many times as you can, so 3 times a week or more. Follow the nutrition, and then more importantly, just track your progress. Same thing with Ty. Like, since joining us, you haven't missed a beat when it comes to pictures. I know sometimes we don't care for pictures, but it works, right? And so that's a testament to you. And yeah, like if you need anything at all, don't hesitate to ask us too. And then even when I know you said the workout with George, but we're always going to try to challenge you, right? Whether it's Metcon or boot camp, we're always going to try to challenge you guys. And then but also too, just the victory of just showing up is a win in itself, right? And
No,
then
I absolutely love
yeah,
it. Yeah. No, I
okay,
love the challenge. I mean, it's intimidating, but in a good way.
good.
And I feel the thing that I think is, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just want to say the last
Oh,
thing.
you good.
It's always a great surprise to come in and to get challenged in that way. So that's the thing that I look forward to. And set in that way, Saturday feels a little bit different. So I do 3 times a week. And I feel like I'm pushing myself. So it's great. I love it.
That's awesome too. And no, keep it up. Keep it up. And same thing too. Really good job with the weigh-ins and pictures. And then, like I said, we're gonna try to see if we can do this more consistently, where we can kind of just talk. And I know a lot of you have messaged about just sometimes having questions Monday through Friday, and then maybe feel faster. So Saturday, you can be anywhere. You can be at Disneyland and jump onto the Zooms. So that's the goal going forward. Okay, keep it up.
I
All
was just
right.
gonna say, I think with being consistent, I've had both knee replacements and I've been able to integrate right back into everything so easily. I think it's because I maintained the consistency before,
Mhm.
and it even helped me through the recovery process. But this really works. I am almost at 100%, and I think it's because of this place. So.
No, which is awesome. Yeah, I mean, Ty, you've probably set the record in just people bouncing back from knee surgeries. So it's a testament to, just everything. And I think, Cynthia's here too, as a mom. A lot of you guys are moms too and know how hard it is to bounce back after pregnancies. But I do truly believe that because you guys work out and you have that routine, it makes it a little bit easier to recover. And having that lean muscle mass too as well. So really, really good. Okay. Um, who is next? Anyone? I mean, what I recommend, because I know there's a few of us here, you can always add in the comments. Bye, bud. You can always add in the comments. I'm sorry, guys. Noah, have a good day, okay? Bye. I think. All right, get out of here. Go, go, go. Have fun. Sorry. Um, but yeah, ultimately when we're doing these, if you guys have questions and like I am answering questions or something like that, you can always add it in a queue and then I'll come to you next. Okay. So who wants to go next? And then I'll start calling on people.
Hi, this is Martine. Good morning.
Hi, Martine. How you doing?
I'm doing good, doing good. So I've been on vacation for 2 weeks and I didn't join the challenge this time. I don't know why the challenges always drives me crazy, which
Yeah.
just like it really messes with my mind. So I said, you know what, Martine, don't worry about it. I've been on vacation 2 weeks. I continue to walk. I'm actually down like 5 pounds.
Nice.
And I haven't uploaded my pictures. I'm finally getting back in town, getting back in the groove of things. But I'm feeling much better since I've been back to the gym and my body is feeling better. I'm just going to continue to just stay focused, follow Tyra and everybody else for my inspiration and just keep going and just keep going. That's it. So I'm glad to be back and to meet everybody and just back feeling good.
No, Martina, and thank you too as well. Like we are happy to have you back. What I always recommend when you are going to be traveling or busy, just let us know. There's a lot of resources that we've created over the years, specifically the at home and travel workouts, right? Now, what we're always doing on the back end is we're constantly like putting some of our workouts that we really love from YouTube and stuff like that into like a little exercise library. So that
Okay.
way, if you happen to be traveling for 2 weeks or a month, you
Yeah.
still keep we can still hop onto these Zooms, but you have at-home workouts that you can do or dumbbell workouts that you can do that literally have the modifications and the advanced version. So that's something like just for future, you can always let us know. And then I've learned my lesson over the years to not just like roll out things and unlock it because
Right.
um we don't use it, right? So I usually wait till someone asks us first and then we'll unlock certain things. But for you, that's what I would definitely recommend. And then
Okay.
all you need to do is like if you have access to a hotel, gym, or somewhere, you can say, okay, cool. I'm going to do the 15 to 20-minute workout from this YouTube, and then I'm going to walk on a treadmill or elliptical, and then there's your 30 minutes. And you have a my zone too. So
Right.
you have the best of both worlds.
Okay. Great.
Okay.
Okay.
Keep it
Thank
up,
you.
okay? No problem at all. All right. Um, Donna, yes, talk to me.
Yes. Okay. Sorry, I have 5 minute break. But
You're
anyway,
good.
my struggle is always the nutrition, of course, and
Mhm.
and it's not the meal prepping, it's the time and the increments and when I should eat because I teach school. I can't eat. So when I know that the first meal should be at 11 o'clock, but if I have class, I can't eat until like 12. Um, or sometimes 1 o'clock, depending on when I'm scheduled to have my lunch. And so
Mhm.
that's always been. And then by that time, because even having a snack, I can't eat in the classroom. And
Mhm.
so by the time it's time for me to eat my first meal, I'm starving. And so I
Yeah.
end up overeating. And even if I meal prepping, I normally eat 2 days in one.
Yeah, yeah. I got you. I got you. So Donna, my recommendation for you, so now that eating window is always a recommendation, right? And the main reason is because a lot of you work out in the morning. It gives your body a lot of time to get rid of toxins and waste and body fat and everything like that. But if you have to eat earlier, as long as you follow the same exact meal plan, you'll be fine. Right. So I would recommend that, like, so that way you don't feel like you're binging everything. You can start if you have that hunger and feeling at 9, do it. Right. Some of our clients too, as well, they'll utilize that protein shake as their first meal, still
Oh,
push
okay.
out the other one. So you can invert it too, as well, meaning, I can do a
Oh, okay.
protein shake.
I can have that in the classroom. So that counts as.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
That's
I was
that's
thinking it
what
has to be a solid first meal. Okay.
that's what I
Okay.
recommend. We
Okay.
have a lot of teachers too. My mom's a teacher too. And normally with my mom, she's always taking like she'll have like her water, her tea, everything like that in the classrooms. It kind of helps her extend it a little bit to about
Okay.
lunchtime.
I
But
can have that.
yeah,
Yeah.
that would definitely help. Okay.
Okay. Thank
And then
you. Bye,
and then
everyone.
Donna,
Yes, I'm still here.
you can also add berries to that protein shake too, if you want to,
Mm-hmm.
for that fiber
Okay.
source.
Okay.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Keep it up,
Bye bye.
okay?
Thank you.
All right. Bev, where do I find the at-home workouts? So Bev, the at-home workouts need to be unlocked by us. And this is the beauty of you guys coming on here is I want to unlock them for you right now. Um, but my question to you is, what do you have access to? Because I have dumbbells, body weight, and band stuff right now in there. Is that okay?
Everything. Yes.
Everything okay. So now
Yeah.
let me see something because this is now where, okay. I was gonna get on you and say if you didn't have any pictures, I would say you have to do your pictures of weigh-ins first, but you do. So I'm gonna unlock the workouts for you right now, and then all you're gonna
Okay.
have to do is just go to the workout section, and you'll be
Uh-huh.
able to see band workouts. You'll be able to see full body workouts, and the extra abs too as well that's in there. Okay.
Okay.
And then like my go-to, like I worked out at home today. I have like my go-to YouTube workout. So like there's a 9-minute ab one that you can do literally on this, every single day if you want to, just to target the abs. So there are going to be certain videos that you're going to like more than others that you just can always repeat because it targets the full body.
Okay.
Okay. And then yeah, while you're on the Zoom, just let me know if you don't see it. But if you now go back and then go into the workout section, you should see workouts in there with the FTF logos and everything like that, which I just unlocked.
Okay, I'm checking. But I have a question too with the snacks.
Mhm.
Do I have to have them? Because I'll eat my breakfast.
Mhm.
And then by the time the snack come, I'm not really hungry or anything, but I still drink it. Then I eat my lunch, and then the next thing I know, it's 7 o'clock at night. I'm not hungry, so I usually don't get in the dinner or the snack.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to. I mean, really, it's just we try to do that more. So you're talking about the protein shake, I'm assuming?
Yes,
Okay, and the two, right?
yes,
Okay. Now how is it doing one? Is that okay? Or is
that's
it the
fine. Yes.
Yeah, then I'll just do the one because you're still getting a good amount of protein throughout the day too as well.
Okay, because I usually do the breakfast, the snack, and then lunch. And
Mhm.
by dinner time, I'm just drinking water because I'm not
Yeah.
hungry.
No, that's good. I mean, and looking at it though right now, and I know we had a lapse in our weigh-ins. I think last time we talked about that. So thank you for updating that for me now too.
Mhm.
Just keep those weigh-ins coming in so I can see the frequency of it. Like I think the looking at your account right now, there's still lapses of time in between your weigh-ins. So I don't know what's going on between the days. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, what I do recommend for you, especially as we are now trying to break out of this, the range that we're in now, weigh in
Hmm.
frequently. If you can weigh in Monday, Wednesday, Friday, some of our clients weigh in daily.
Okay.
Then it just lets us know what's going on daily with you. And then that will help too, as well as we hop on these Zoom calls.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Keep it up. Okay. And then did you
Okay.
see the workouts?
I'm checking now. Hold
All right.
on.
Yeah, just let me know in the comments if anything, okay?
I have it. Thank you.
No problem. All right. Thanks, bro.
Uh,
All right. Lynette, since you added your comment in here, what's going on? How can I help you?
Hi.
Hi.
I was just giggling when I was listening to Bev because she said that she skips the snacks. I was like, man, I wish I had that issue.
Mhm.
Um, I'm okay. I've kind of fallen off. I know you're gonna pull up my stuff, so
I'm
there's
already
gonna be a
looking at
big
it.
gap in what you're saying. I know. It's just difficult. So I have the 8 and the 6-year-old. They're pretty active, so I haven't been to the gym as much as I should. But this is my effort to get back into it. So
No, and thank you for being here too. And I know, Lynette, we've talked over the years and you are busy, right? I can truly say this too. Knowing you personally, like I know each and every one of you, you're
mhm.
still way better than when you first came into
Oh
FTF.
yeah,
You're still smaller than when you came into FTF. So
for
now
sure.
with the norm that you have now, right? The kids are older, working, everything like that. It's just about like one small degree of change, right? So
Right.
we talked about this last time. Just keep the weekly pictures coming in, right? One thing that I want you to challenge yourself to do is same thing I was telling Ty, if you can focus more on like the proteins, right? The proteins, the vegetables, and if you are going to do carbs, make it more of complex carbs, right? Um, Things with
Hmm.
low process. So if you're going to do white rice, I would do it earlier in the day, right? If you're
Okay.
going to and honestly, I don't even recommend anything else outside of white rice or sweet potatoes because those are whole foods, right? They're not bread where it's processed and it digests slower, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. So those little things will start to make a huge difference. But you do a really good job with the workouts. Slow yourself down in there. Focus on the muscle groups. Looking at your picture right now, anything
Hmm.
that requires, the back of the arms, the sports bra area, the side, the love handles, keep just slowing yourself down in the workouts. But I think you're doing an amazing job, and still um, doing an amazing job from when you first started.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
No problem at all. Any other questions you have for me? Anything you need more help with?
No, I mean, I feel like I think I've brought this up before. I think I have an issue with like self-sabotage.
Mhm.
Like you see some movement on the scale and you get excited and you justify like, um, maybe I can have a little bit of this. I see a lot of head nods too, because
Mhm.
I think I have that issue. I think just vocalizing it for me helps out. Seeing a lot of, people who are experiencing the same thing is helpful. Um, any recommendations? I don't know. It's just like maybe some self-talk to be like, it's
No,
okay, keep
it's
going.
even us as coaches. I mean, we have that same exact thing too, right? The big thing when it comes to self-sabotage, in my opinion, is you need to track it like data. Same thing I was,
Mm-hmm.
Lauren was talking about earlier. Like I've gotten, I've really switched my mindset to understand and tell you guys like the scale itself, it does not define you, right? The scale itself is just purely data. And so for you too as well, right? Same thing I was telling Bev, if I'm looking at this and you're like, coach, I'm struggling with this, I'll say, okay, it's tough for me to look at it because all I see is 7 days in between, right? So if you give me a weigh-in last Saturday and then today,
Yeah.
well, I don't know what happened in between, right? You could have done really well Monday through Friday,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't see that in here. So for
And I
you,
think that's what happens is I do well through the
yes,
week and then the weekend comes and I'm
yes.
like, woo! And the kids are eating. I'm like, they're eating chicken nuggets and there's like a couple extra left over. So mommy's gonna eat them because that's what I got. Um,
So
but you're
and
right. I
we
think
yeah
yeah,
we
consistency.
we've all been there, and I think the big thing for you, what I would love for you, especially what it is the 12th to 13th for the rest of the month, what I want you to challenge yourself, and I want to challenge you to do this, weigh in daily, update in the Fit Pro app. And
Oh,
then we
okay.
can hop onto these Zooms that we're going to do. I'm going to try to do this, like I said, every Saturday for this month
Okay.
for extra support. And let's just see, because what I'll be able to see is like, okay, cool. Like you actually did really well from this. This is what's happening. And then being able to see it and say, okay, it is my Friday night. So maybe
Yeah.
maybe we're Friday night. I'm just, even if you go out with the family, then maybe it's just like, I'm going to focus more on protein and vegetables. And then I'm going to walk in the morning and then all of a sudden it fixes it. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I have been taking pictures of it. I just forget to load it on. So maybe
Mm.
I'll just kind of do that extra step and add it.
Oh, I know. Like many of you guys have said that you weigh in every single day. You just don't
Oh
upload.
yeah, every day.
So just
Every day,
wait.
take a picture. Take your
Yeah.
poop
Yeah. Just,
picture, and then get ready for the
yeah.
day. But yeah, I'll do the extra step to add it. I'll be more consistent at taking pictures of just falling off and want to get back into it.
Yeah, and that should fix it too. And then big thing too, like same thing I was telling Ty, let's make sure our protein intake is up. Okay.
Okay.
And those of you that like want to know like the best proteins I recommend, it's always the same. It's chicken thighs, chicken breast, chicken wings, ground turkey, ground beef. You
Yeah.
should be getting 6 to 8 ounces. 10 ounces is good too, especially if you're doing mainly proteins. Brisket, if you are going to do steak, it's fine too as well. I just wouldn't do it every single day just because it's red meat.
Yeah.
Fish, salmon, tuna, right? All those are great protein sources. Just make sure that we're getting a good amount of it.
So
Okay.
up the protein. Okay.
Exactly. 6 ounces is great. Minimum 8 ounces is good. Even 10 ounces is good too. And then all of a sudden you feel more full and satiated. And then what happens is you start to see like, okay, like even if the scale's not moving, I'm losing inches, which means that
Mhm.
you're dropping body fat, right? And then eventually the less body fat and more lean muscle you have, the weight starts to kind of start to melt off over time.
Okay.
Okay. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I know I don't want to like take asking questions.
Okay.
So I feel like I'm in a age group of like the premenopausal phase where it's like additional weight that I know I haven't like really like done anything extra for,
Mm.
or um, any recommendations or websites I can take a peek at, because there's stuff all over the internet. If I Google it, I'm going to get a whole bunch of stuff that could take me in the wrong direction or send me
Yeah.
spinning. But if you have any tips and tricks, I think that would help out.
My biggest tips and tricks. Now, did you get access to the menopause training I created with Shanae?
No, but I would love that.
This is why we come on these calls. So the big thing when it comes to menopause is usually hormone shifts.
Yeah.
We used to eat and drink, and guys, obviously guys just lower testosterone as they get older. It's very similar, right? So the biggest and best nutrition that you can do, like I said, is going to be like the more protein heavy, lower
Hmm.
carbs and healthier fats. Okay. Your healthier fats can come from olive oil, can come from avocado. I just wouldn't overdo the avocado. You should be incorporating things like fish oil and omega-3s into your vitamins too, just to help regulate hormones and also multivitamin too. Okay, so this style of nutrition that we recommend in the community is probably the best thing when it comes to menopause, but also even men lowering testosterone as we get older.
Okay.
Okay. And then also too, another thing to counter that is we train you guys with weights, right? So weights are going to help too as well, kind of counter a lot of the menopausal things that are happening too and the hormone changes that are happening. So as you guys are working out in the gym, it's okay to slow yourself down and really focus on those muscle groups going. And over time, you'll start to see your body will start to like reverse the fat that's kind of growing in our body.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Makes sense. Any other questions
Yes.
on that?
No, I'm
And
good. Thank you.
I'll make a note to unlock the or just get you the menopause training so that way you
Thank
can
you.
have it as well. No problem. All right. Who is next? Feel free to open up. Bev, do my zones work anywhere there's Wi-Fi or only in the gym? Anywhere there is Wi-Fi, even if you don't have Wi-Fi, it'll work. You just want to make sure you have your app open, Bev, and that would help with the my zones. I train with my my zone all the time, and workouts are terrible if I don't use it, just as a heads up. Um, Felicia, Cynthia, Danita, Mike, Doris, any questions? Any questions? I'm gonna start coming around. Yes, Cynthia, talk to me. Let's see. Hold on. Let me see. Cynthia, I just asked you to unmute. Maybe that works.
There we go.
Yep, there we go. How you doing?
Hi. So I'm doing the challenge and I'm a vegetarian, so my protein sources look a little bit different, but I'm still hitting the calorie goal and I'm actually exceeding the protein goal.
Okay.
But my body scan from last Friday to this Friday, I'm down like 2.5 pounds, which is great, but like 50% of it is muscle and 50% of it is fat. And I'm curious, like if I'm meeting and exceeding my protein every day and I'm just cutting calories, like why am I losing muscle and what can I do to
Where
not lose muscle?
where are you at protein wise? I know you said you're hitting your protein goals. Do you happen to know grams by any chance?
I usually land between 140 and 150.
Which is good. What about carb intake?
I don't know that off the top of my head.
Okay, so that's something that I would want you to get to me if you get a chance. And then you don't happen to know fat intake either.
No, let me open my app though. I have it in my app.
One thing I question for you too, Cynthia. Now I am looking at your Fit Pro account. So once I see the second picture, I'll be able to kind of really see what's going on. Now, when you did your scans, were they before workouts, after workouts, same exact time?
Before workouts, Friday to Friday, same exact time.
And then you said that what you saw was your muscle mass went down. Was it by a lot or little?
So I'm down like 2.5 pounds in total, and like 1.3 of it was muscle, and like 1.2 of it was fat or something like that. Like it was like 50-50.
Okay, which isn't too bad. I mean, ideally, I always try to recommend, and now also women, the women too in our community, like if it is the time of the month or you're holding on to more water, that will skew the in-bodies a little bit too. So that plays a part in it too as well. But what I will do is I am going to look at your in-body later on today, and then what I'll do is I'll message you just kind of what I find with a quick little Loom report. Okay.
Okay.
One thing I want you to get back to me if you can is just more of the carb intake and then the fat intake and then total calories that you're having since you're doing more of the vegetarian option. Okay.
My calories are at like 1,500.
Okay, which isn't bad at all.
Yeah.
Okay. And then yeah, so get me back to carb intake and then I'll take a look at it. And then next time, like I said, we do this, so we're gonna do this again next Saturday too. I'll try to compare the pictures so I can see it. But I do see that you have pictures uploaded as of the 8th, which is great. So I just want to now see how the other ones look in regards to like how your body is also transforming from that.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else?
For somebody who's a vegetarian who also doesn't really care for tofu, a lot of my protein intake comes from processed things.
Are you doing tempeh or anything else?
Sometimes I do tempeh, sometimes it's mostly like protein shakes, protein powder, protein bars, protein chips, protein everything.
Cynthia, can you do so you no meat, so you're not doing salmon or no fish either? Can you
No.
do eggs?
Yeah.
I would, okay, so my source of protein will mainly come from eggs then. That's
Okay.
what I would recommend. So you might have to double up on eggs, mix it maybe with egg whites too as well to get higher grams of that, and that would
Okay.
help too. And then eggs, I mean, the good thing with eggs, they are a superfood, so they digest really, really easy. They help with building muscle really easy too as well. Between that, chicken breast and ground turkey, those are like the big threes. Okay, so let's switch that to and just increase the egg amount, and then that should help with making sure that the body fat is not increasing, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem. Good questions, too. Thanks for being here, Cynthia.
Yep.
All right. Can you explain more about the My Zone and its purpose? Yes. So, My Zones are basically a heart rate monitor. It tracks calories too as well. The beauty of it is inside the session, if we are coaching you guys as coaches, we can say, hey, slow down, speed up. I've had this conversation with somebody where I'll look at the screen and I'll say like, Cynthia, I need you to go faster. I need you to slow down. Or you may also say, hey, like I'm in red and and then you kind of check us as coaches. But it is more of an accountability tool. The beauty of it is if you do travel and you're outside of the gym or you work out at home, you can also have it on your app and you can still, earn points and still work out the same exact way. I 100% recommend everyone in our community have it. We also do challenges with it, like free challenges inside our community too, where you can win, massages or shoes and stuff like that by just having it. So it's a great accountability tool. Let me know, Jamil, did that kind of answer it for you?
Yes,
Okay.
thank you.
No problem. Now, since I have you unmuted, what questions do you have and what do you need help with?
Um, no questions. I just know I need to do the nutrition thing. Like I like what the first speaker talked about was just making it simple.
Mm-hmm.
Because I just shut down when things get too complicated. Like I don't have time for like things way too complicated. So finding a simple way to do it is best for me. So it's usually like, like I think when I was meal planning, I was, you know, doing like lean burger patties that I could do or chicken and something really easy to cook.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
What do you, Bill, what do you feel like is and once again, the purpose of these calls are for me to kind of get you guys from point A to point B like faster. What do you
mhm.
feel like is your biggest obstacle when it comes to nutrition? Because the workouts you're doing, right?
Oh, I have no problems with the
Right.
workouts, no problems with drinking the water.
So what's your roadblock?
I want what I want.
Right.
What
No,
do you want?
and this is where we come on. This is the safe space where we can have these conversations. Okay. And so wanting what you want. Now, I've had this conversation with Ty and some of them too as well. Is what you want more important with where you want to be?
No, and I'm getting to a better place where I'm accepting of that.
Mhm.
Um, it's taking me a long time. Like I think I just revert back to, well, I used to be able to eat this way, and then my body's changed so much that I know I can't. So, um,
So my recommendation, because I'm also a very simple, right, mindset, get yourself a air fryer. Do you have an air fryer by any chance?
yes.
Okay, so I am like caveman simple. Like I am one of those where like
Mm-mm.
if it takes me time, I want to be able to set and forget it and not burn the house down when I cook. So I would get yourself an air fryer. The easiest thing you can do is you can do chicken thighs or chicken breasts, right? If you want higher amounts of protein and um then you go chicken breast, right? If you want more tender, then go chicken thighs. Dump all your chicken thighs in that air fryer, and you're literally going to do 6 to 8 ounces of protein. Boom, boom, boom. Put that in 5 containers or 3 containers, depending on like how much you can stomach. Because I know it's easy to get bored of the food. All right. From
Mm-hmm.
there, your vegetables, put all of that in a pot, boil it. Okay. And then all you really need, in my opinion, is you're going to need sugar-free sauces to change the flavor. All right. I feel like with you working out, that's one going to help you simplify it. It's going to help the weight start to come off. It's going to help the body fat start to come off. Okay. And for everyone here too, like the question I had gotten a question recently of like, how long does it take for the body to like start burning body fat? It honestly takes 3 days of being in a deficit, meaning I can't mess up for 3 days and then my body will start to eat away at the fat. Does that make sense? Right. And where a lot of us mess up, crazy enough, is let's just say Monday through Friday or Monday through Wednesday, we do well. Thursday, the body's now finally start to mobilize fat, and then Friday night happens. So we never feel like we can kind of get over that hump. Right. And so for many of us, if you can give 3 days of eating the meal plan, working out, doing at-home workouts if you want to, and walking and drinking a gallon of water, what's going to happen is you're going to feel clothes start to fit looser. You're going to see and feel the stomach start to come down, right? You're going to have less aches and pain, and the body's going to be like, what are you doing to me? And this is where Lynette was asking, like the self-sabotage starts to happen a little bit, right? And then once you can get through day 4, day 5, day 6, that's where you like really notice the huge changes. And so I think for you, Jamil, I think the biggest thing, because you're weighing in, which is great. You have progress pictures in here, which is great. I think the next thing now is really like, all right, how can we simplify nutrition for you? Okay. My go-tos are always eggs, bacon. I can do that any single time, every single day. And then my lunches and dinners are usually chicken because it's simple and I can just put them all in one place. And if you do that, which the vegetable that you like, and no one likes eating bland vegetables, I understand. So the sugar-free sauces where you can put the stir-fry sugar-free sauce is great because now it gives you flavor and it feels like you're eating like Chinese food, right? And then you can add that onto your chicken, right? You can use different hot sauces or tapatio. You can use mild salsa, right? And then all you have now is flavor, and then all of a sudden the body starts to lose weight and drop body fat. Does that make sense? And I know I just kind of like went on a tangent with you, but like that's what I would recommend for you. So that way you can kind of like get out of the loop that you may feel. That makes sense?
Makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other questions you have?
I would like the menopausal
Okay.
talk too.
Perfect. Let me touch here. And what I'll do is I'll make sure I'm gonna unlock it for you, and then it should send you a URL for the link you can click, and then I'm gonna try to make the password just FTF very simple, so you don't have to remember what it is. Okay, and then that's one thing that many of you, we have a lot of training videos that I've created just over the years, and so I think now, not knowing that you guys don't have it, we're gonna start to try to see if we can roll some of this stuff out for you, so that way you have the educational piece too. Okay, all right. All right. So my mom, I'm assuming this is my mom. What about bacon and high BP? So if you do have high blood pressure, other options are turkey bacon, turkey sausages too as well. Um, that's other options. You can also, if you have high BP or high cholesterol, you can also use egg whites too, if you are worried more about the cholesterol aspect than the blood pressure aspect. Okay. Another thing that does help with lowering blood pressure is more so movement, right? So the more we can walk, the more we can kind of work out too as well. It makes our BP a lot lower too. So good question, Mom. She always challenges me. All right. Doris, Marlise, Mike, Danita.
I'll go.
Hi. What's up, Doris?
Hello. So this week went pretty well. The workouts are great. Personal training with Coach T is awesome. Following the meal plan, but I am tweaking it a little bit because I do not want to lose. So I am adding, I believe that you shared with Cynthia, I am adding more eggs. And I'm really focused on my protein intake and my core area. So Monday I'll start doing the abs workout.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that's really helped me out because I'm in the field a lot and I have to take my meals with me. So I have my hot logic.
Mm-hmm.
So every time when I'm almost done with the inspection, I'll just plug up. I don't care if it's at somebody's house or a school. And I also have one that I can put in a company car as well.
Okay.
So that helped me out. And I don't know, with the mindset, it's like I don't want anything else, no fast food, nothing. I did have my protein shake. I usually have my protein shake after I get through working out. But on Wednesdays, I have with Coach T, I have my water, I have my BCAA, and I have a protein shake. I don't drink them all at one time. But I have all of that. But so far, so good.
Now, Doris, big thing for you too, and I just unlock in the Fit Pro app the abs one because I know that's where you want to focus more on. So I just added that for you. So there's going to be 12
Okay.
minutes of standing abs, lower abs, upper abs, and then hit abs too that you can do. And I'll try to add some more in for you. Big thing for you, right, that we talked about. What you can do to counter the weight loss too is are you doing berries by any chance?
No.
Okay, let's add berries as a carb source for you that you can do
Okay.
in the morning time, okay? That
Okay.
would help. Ideally, you want to make sure that you're getting some type of carb source because your goal is no longer weight loss. Okay. If you can just update me throughout the week too, just on like I would probably recommend doing daily weigh-ins for the next couple of days too, so we can just see how it's going daily. So we don't have to wait till the week comes up to know that like you're down. Okay.
Okay.
Looking at your weigh-ins as of right now, not bad. I mean, you went up two, you went down two a little bit too. Another thing too is in the workouts, slow down, focus on heavier weights. Okay.
Okay.
That would help too. All right. You don't have to necessarily go as fast and know that heavier weights are going to spike your heart rate up because you're working a little bit harder for it, but it's also going to help you, one, continue to keep the lean muscle on too.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yeah.
All right. Any other questions you have for me?
No. Thank
Okay.
you.
Oh, anytime. All right, keep it up too as well. And thank you. Just thank you, Doris, because I know even some of the conversations we have about the challenges and just everything, and you taking notes and stuff like that, it helps, right? One thing that we try to do, and I try to do a better job at it, is just making sure we can constantly give you guys new resources or educations to whatever's trending now, right? Things that many of you that have been here for years know that like when you first started, things are different, right? We have a lot more resources that we give out. Now it's up to everyone to utilize it. And if you don't have it, then just let us know. We'll, get it back to you. But thank you, Doris, for just taking the notes and the time to just write everything down too as well.
You're welcome. And thank you.
Anytime. All right. Miss Danita, I think you're
I want
on.
to go next.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah. This week didn't go as well. I'm really struggling right now.
Sure.
Because I have a lot of things going on. Age. So between menopause is like I know it's like I'm trying to find balance and it's really hard because I'm getting enough sleep, even though I'm on break.
Mm.
You would think I would sleep better, but it's like I find I have to get up in the night, so I don't know. I know I have to do better with my water intake.
I was
Maybe
gonna
start
ask.
drinking my water earlier in the day, try to get it done earlier in the day. Um, yeah, and like the the vaso, whatever they call it, that heat. It's like sometimes I'm working out and it's just like I'm like, yo, open up the gates because I'm
Yeah.
out. So it's like that's been a lot of struggle for me. It's like I'm fighting. It's a mental thing. So I'm really fighting. I know I'm making progress, but it's like ebbs and flows. Right now, I feel like I'm kind of downhill, and I gotta get myself back up. Um, so yeah, because I lost some weight, but again, like Cynthia said, it was protein. I mean, it was muscle and fat.
Mm-hmm.
You know. And so I know it's like at my age, it's like really a struggle to hold on to the muscle mass. And then when, you got injuries as well, because like I have like my right shoulder or my deltoid, something is like, that's been a struggle with like, lifting.
Mm.
And so, yeah, it's like when I'm in there, people look at me like, well, why did you try something heavier? I'm like, look, you guys don't know the struggle I'm dealing with. It's
Yeah.
like it's joints issues, it's spine imbalance, knee, feet, just a lot.
Yeah.
But
No,
I have to really push myself. It's like I feel disappointed, it's like you're up and down, but then I have to find it within myself to like, okay, but you've seen progress, so keep going. Keep going. Don't
so
give up.
So, Danita, one thing for you, and as one of your many coaches that you have at FTF, never feel disappointed. Like I've seen your journey. Once again, I remember when you first started too as well, and you come a long way. Even looking at your pictures right now from June, which is only a few months ago, where your body, your back looks totally different, right? Your waist looks totally different. So it is working. I think when we're in it, and once again, as a former athlete, right, I've gone through this where I I rolled my ankle during a game, and then like mentally, I'm like frustrated and annoyed, right? And then it starts messing with everything else. You're doing the right thing by modifying yourself. You're doing the right thing by slowing yourself down, right? So you're on track with that. So I don't want you to get discouraged at all because you are first and foremost doing an amazing job. Okay, so let's get that out of the way. No negativity on that. As you're one of your coaches, you're doing a great job with that. What I would definitely suggest, right? Because many of our clients in our community are, going through menopause or like past it. The biggest things that work, in my opinion, you already kind of said one, which is increasing water. Okay. Definitely when you're in there, right? Really make sure that we are, hydration, or the fact is hydration starts 3 days before. A lot of us try to hydrate the day of after a weekend of wine and drinking and stuff like that. And that's the truth of the matter that no one's ever going to talk about. Right. But for many of us, right, we need to make sure that we're hydrated at least, a gallon, half a gallon, 3 days prior, right? So that way your body's hydrated and it's not like looking for water or anything like that. Okay. So let's make sure we're doing that too. And then as we are working out, also slow yourself down. Right? I think some of our best clients in our community, the ones that are doing really well, are going slow. Right. And so that way it doesn't force your heart rate to stay up. It doesn't force your body temperature to like be very, very, very high. Right. And take as many breaks as you need to also. Okay. Other things that can help is, when you guys have the hydro flask in there, making sure that we're adding ice to that and it's colder too to kind of like lower that body temperature. Okay. So if we can do water, walks, make sure our nutrition, we may need to also incorporate, fiber and other fruits in there too as well. And then lastly, like I said, some type of vitamin. So like fish oil helps. With the aches and pains, we should be taking maybe a glucosamine too as well, right? To kind of help with the joints and stuff like that. Okay. So those would be like my coaching points to you is like, one, give yourself grace. You're doing an amazing job. Even I know you said your shoulder's been bugging you, but looking at the pictures right now, you're doing a great job. Where you're at now, and if you don't mind me asking, how tall are you?
5 feet.
Yeah, like you're gonna, I don't want you to feel like I need to lose another 10, 15. No, like right now, what's gonna happen and continue to happen is your body composition is gonna change. Right. So, and I always say this to you, like, no one's ever gonna walk up to you like, Danita girl, how much do you weigh? They're gonna be like, what are you doing? Your back is getting smaller, your face is getting smaller, right? And so that's what's happening with your body right now, right? It's really getting smaller and more defined looking at your back, right? And I just think it's now just really slowing yourself down. Okay. And if we can kind of pinpoint nutrition and really make sure that we're having the right vegetables, we're making sure our cortisol levels are staying down and our insulin levels are staying down, right? While we're walking, hydrating, and then taking our vitamins, you'll start to see your body's going to continue to strengthen up, tone up. And it also is going to self-heal itself too, because you're not necessarily having things that like are making the joints inflamed, if that makes sense.
Right.
Okay. I know I threw a lot at you right there, but like that's what this is for, is that coaching element of it. Okay. Does that kind of make sense if I said?
Yes.
Okay. But yeah, just slow and steady wins the race. Like you guys, many of you now that are in our community are already better than your old selves, right? And as long as you do not give up and you stay on track, you'll continue to be stronger, healthier, and we're going to do this more often where we can answer questions. We can coach you through it too whenever you do feel stuck, if you feel stuck. Okay. Anything else?
No, that's about it. Thank
Okay.
you.
No problem at all. And same thing too. Like, I mean, the weigh-ins, I think you're doing a good job with you're giving me like every 2 days, which is good. So I can see, maybe a fluctuation of 1 to 2 pounds during the week, which is perfectly fine. Um, and so right now, the biggest thing is just like slowing yourself down, even like on Saturday or Sunday, like go for a walk, right? Do something still active. Like this morning, I did a quick YouTube video from the app, which is abs, and then I did stretching, right? Tomorrow, I'll probably do something very similar. So that way it's not as intensive, but it's keeping my body in line of just my routine. Okay. Keep it up, okay? All right. Bev, Felicia, you guys have that unlocked in your Fit Pro app too, as well, the app portion. Okay. Felicia, since you commented, talk to me. How you doing? I know I'm calling everybody out.
Yes. Good. I just started this week, so pretty new. Just trying to I'm pretty good at water. Drink about 90 ounces a day, 60 to 90. And for me right now, schedule, just super busy. I just own a business and I have a 9-year-old. So that's also very busy. So just trying to get a consistent schedule. Not really a morning person. So I've been trying to get to the 7 a.m. class,
Okay.
which has been rough. So, but until he goes back in school, then I can do the evening.
Okay.
So just, adjusting to that. And then the meal plan, just still working out the meal plan because I have some health challenges. So I have to kind of limit protein.
Okay.
So I'm trying to figure out, how to balance that. And then I have to do more of a plant-based diet. So just trying to figure out what's going to work for that. Um, and plus I have, I'm picky, so I don't like tofu. I don't like, I'm not really a protein shake person. So,
Do you do so what about like eggs, ground turkey?
yeah, so I can do I love egg whites. I've been
Perfect.
on egg whites forever, so I don't do regular eggs. So egg whites are fine. It's kind of my go-to. And then I love ground turkey, so I do that. But I have to limit how much animal protein that
Yeah.
I intake. So that's where it's kind of challenging. So typically my doctors want me to do if once a day animal
Protein.
protein.
Okay, okay.
So,
Yeah, so I mean that's what I would recommend. I would probably make it to where and Cynthia, this can go for you too as well. Like there's tons of like portobello mushroom ideas, right? So like portobello mushrooms with maybe a mozzarella. I'm just kind of once again throwing things out there. Portobello mushrooms with like mozzarella, some type of vegetables on top of that too as well can be something because it's more filling. You can cut into it too, and the cheese gives you a little bit more extra calories. So there's just a bunch of variety of things. And then what I will do is I need to go back and see in my archives because I do think I have a few plant-based meal plans too that I'll try to see if I can get for you guys too as well, just as some additional resources. Okay. And now just give me, usually some time, but I'll try to
yeah.
get that right now. I'll make a note of that too for you, okay? And
Okay.
then I also, knowing that busy, right? The beauty of you guys doing it in person is also you get some of our virtual and online elements too as well. So I unlock the abs for you, but I also unlock the bodyweight stuff. And some of the workouts, they're 9 minutes, right? 15 minutes, right? So if you can't make it in, I would still recommend doing that and still go through your normal routine, still weigh in, still
Yeah.
take progress pictures, right? And then all you need to do on the other side is just walk if you can't make it into the gym. All right. So that's what I would definitely recommend.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank
so
you.
I'm gonna make a note on my paper for you and also Cynthia for just some plant-based meal plans.
Mm.
All right. Anything else?
And then this Zoom call, is it every Saturday at 10:30?
Yes, that's gonna be the goal. I usually fluctuate sometimes because like once again we had a challenge going on too. But
Okay.
I've been told that this is very helpful. And so I'm gonna try to see if I can do it more frequently, especially if it allows us to answer questions. Just 'cause I know Monday to Friday can be busy. But yeah, we're gonna try to see if we can keep it at 10:30 and see how it goes,
Okay. Okay.
So
Thank
far, has it been helpful for everybody here? Cynthia, Doris, okay.
you.
Mike and Marlies, I'm coming to you next too. Rachel also, okay. But has it been helpful? Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect. All right. We should keep it up, okay?
Thank you.
Problem. All right. Let's go, Mike. Let me see. Hold on, Mike. Can you unmute yourself for me? There we
Got
go.
it.
How you doing?
Hello, everyone.
Hey.
I'm doing okay. I just started the class, I would say maybe 3, 4 weeks ago. My goal is to, of course, drop weight and get back to my what I call my normal self, as uh active as far as doing work, like lifting weights, doing, not just walking. I want more. And uh as far as the challenge, it's, first of all, everything that I've heard on here has been helpful for me, because when you said that your body kind of starts working after the 3 days, that makes sense to me, because I will work out, do the class 3 times a week, and then after that, I'll just kind of not quit, but take it easy. I'll be mindful of what I eat, but I won't go, like, I'll say, okay, I went to the gym 3 days. I can kind of skip the last 2 days. I golf a lot, so I use that as an excuse, saying, well, I golf a lot and I walk, when the honest answer to that is I'm in the cart more than I walk. So I have to. I guess I got to. Well, I am being more honest to myself, but 100% honest. And another thing that I find, this challenge helped me realize that um, I'm not going to set myself up to failure. And what I mean by that is, I'm not. I want to do everything right. I want to do everything according to plan, but I know me. I'm probably going to give you 85 to 90% of everything. So I'm going to give you 80 to 90% of working out. I'm going to give you probably, as far as the meal, I'm going to give you probably, I'll say 70, 75. I have cut out a lot of the bread. Let me just say this off the bat. I don't know how to eat to lose weight. I go on YouTube, I listen to people, hey, what do you eat? What's good for this? But I haven't really been trained to eat well. I'm accustomed to working hard to get the weight off. And but as far as the challenge, so far so good. But like I said, what you said about working out 3 days and then your body kind of, not burning the weight, that helped me out. Um, what to eat as far as the turkey, I didn't think bacon was good. I found out that's okay. I knew I eat a lot of chicken, and I don't really care for breasts. I like thighs more. It was encouragement to hear you say you could eat that. So yeah, I'm new to this. I want to lose weight, and the challenge is helping. The class helps me a lot.
Mike, what I can truly say right now, and once again, thank you too for taking the progress pictures too. And this is the reason we take progress pictures since June, right? And I see 3 solid sets of pictures in here. Your body has dropped body fat. You can see it. You can see it in your back. You can see it in your side profile too as well, right? One thing you said that I actually love that you said it is you're used to working hard to lose weight versus like not knowing how to eat to lose weight, right? What we're going to implement and what I feel like we've done a really good job is simplifying the nutrition to where you have a food style to where now rather than doing 80, 90% of like workouts of like intensity to where you're burning yourself out, you can honestly go 60%, 50%, right? And the nutrition now it's, and what happens double, like your weight starts to come off, you're building muscle and you're not as like exhausted. Okay. Even supplementation too. Like many of our clients, like, have been working out for 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, longer than they've, been at any other gym. And also the reason is because they now are educated with supplementation to where like they're not as sore, right? They're fixing inflammation and things like that. So I think right now, looking at your picture, you're doing a great job and we've only scratched the surface. The challenges are a great start for giving you the foundation of like just following a plan. There's momentum in the gym. Now everyone's doing the same workout, same exact conditioning plan, same exact everything else. And we have this coaching too as well. So it makes it a little bit easier to where it's like, if you're losing weight, other people are losing weight too, right? If you're going through an issue, someone else is going through that same issue too. And we can all kind of fix it and course correct it together. All right. So my coaching point for you is keep the weekly pictures going, right? I think your intensity is going to be great. And now we're going to now teach you the nutritional element of it, right? Most of the meal plans are going to say 6 ounces on it. Okay, as one of the men in our community, you can do 8 to 10 ounces, right? Kind of what I said earlier too is chicken breast works, chicken thighs. I'm the same exact way. Chicken thighs are more tender, right? They're juicier than chicken breast, right? If I am going to do chicken breast, I usually do it in a salad, or I make sure that I have, some mild salsa or something like that to interject with it to make it more tender. Okay. So I think you're doing a great job looking at your pictures already. Your back profile right now, you can see it. You can see it in the neck area. You can see it in like the lower back area. You can see in the triceps. So the body fat is starting to come off. And I wouldn't change anything you do outside of just make sure that we do pictures. I see the last picture was June 26th, right? So I want to make sure that the pictures are still coming in. And then everything else, we're going to keep the same.
Yeah.
Okay. And this is why we do these calls is really like, so that way we can know like what little small parameter to fix. And for you right now, like I said, being able that since you have 3 pictures in there, keep doing it, right? Now let's implement the nutrition now that you have like some of the challenge stuff, and then just keep hopping on these Zoom calls too, so we can kind of like go through it together.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Any other questions you got?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Now keep it up. You owe me a picture though. I'm gonna call you out on that one.
I got you.
Keep it up, okay?
All right.
All right.
Carl, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
What do you think about the use of creatine?
So what's the goal? The size, weight? Because I've done creatine before. I've done Crealkaline. I like the veggie tablets versus like the powder itself. But what's the goal, the end goal?
To build muscle.
Is it for size though too? And weight gain?
I not particularly for me, but like for my husband, probably yes. But mine would be just to build muscle and get like leaner. But for somebody like a man would probably want like size and bulk.
I wouldn't recommend the powder version because the powder version, as soon as you stop taking it, you usually deflate. So I would recommend like Crealkaline, which is like veggie tablets. Yes, it helps with body fat reduction. You have to also make sure that your water intake is higher too as well. Okay. But you can do it, especially if you're utilizing weights and stuff like that. You are going to sweat more. It's going to give you a little bit more enhanced focus too for your workouts. Okay. But also understand with Crealkaline and also creatine, there can also be a weight gain element that happens too because of the natural thing of water retention that comes behind it.
So is it good for you to take that?
So is it good for men and women to take it? Like even though we have different goals?
Yeah, men and women can take it. I mean, a lot of track athletes take Crealkaline, right? Football players take Crealkaline too as well, just to kind of really train differently and just more for strength and physique performance.
What about for the challenge? Is that
my husband's asking a question?
No, you're good. I figured.
So like if you're taking the creatine right now for like the weight loss challenge, should she not be taking it because it causes weight retention?
No, I mean, I think for Cynthia too, like Cynthia, is the goal weight loss, or is it more so body composition and getting rid of belly fat and body fat?
I'm trying to retain the muscle that I have and just lean out a little bit. I'm not necessarily trying to like bulk.
Yeah, but you're not trying to like also like drop a ton of weight either.
Not a ton, no.
Yeah.
I just want like a little bit more definition.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely recommend it. I think it's EFX. I forgot the brand. But if you go on All Star Health and type in Crealkaline, is that a powder or
it's a powder?
Try it out just to understand with that one. It can blow you up. So you got to be very mindful of that with the water. That was something like back in my days. Like I said, the powder, if you want to really put size on, it'll put size on you.
Okay. And then I just wanted to say to Mike's point, like when I started working out, I didn't know how to eat right for nutrition. I didn't know anything about the nutrition aspect. So when he said that, it like really hit home because I used to think like as a female, like everything was just supposed to be low calorie and you were just supposed to be skinny. And then since being like in these calls and in these challenges and following these meal plans, like I've learned so much about like actually how to fuel my body with like higher protein and just like these kinds of calls and hearing everybody else's struggles. Like we learn so much from each other in these things. So I just think that was like a really honest comment of him to be like, I don't know how to eat right. So just stay with it and focus on your protein, because like when I learned like what I was doing was not actually helping and what I needed to do was not at all what I thought. It's a huge game changer. So following the meal plan is like top notch. Like it helps so much. I've learned so much from the meal plans.
Where do I find a meal plan?
You should have, you're doing the challenge, right, Mike?
Yeah.
So you should have yours. And let me look at your Fit Pro app. So if you go in the Fit Pro app, you're gonna, it's actually the girls put it on there. But if you go in the Fit Pro app and click nutrition at the bottom and then click meal guides, it should say something about 4-week packet. And there you're gonna see the weekly breakdown of the meal plans and everything like that.
Okay.
Yeah, but you'll see it in your Fit Pro app.
Okay.
Okay. Let me know if you have anything else too, okay?
Okay.
All right. Marlise. I'm gonna ask you to unmute yourself real quick.
Okay, I think I'm here.
How you doing?
Well, so I've been having these challenges with my knee, but I'm finding out after going to therapy a few times, I'm having some issues with my quads on my right leg. It's not, they said not firing the right signals, so they don't like, I can't tense them up unless I like.
You can't flex them, so it's core muscle.
Like, yeah. So I'm having trouble, which is aggravating my knee. So in the past, what I've done when I get injuries or whatever, it kind of like sits me down and I'm just trying to just stay focused. Like I still got to move, even though it's like aggravating me. So I've been trying to do the exercises, but it's like I got to tap on it to let it know it needs to tighten up. It needs to help me flex my knee. I'm having trouble with that. I'm not sure what else I can do. They gave me some exercises to work on to try to help that, but it's really like bothering me and it's kind of keeping me from being able to get, like I like to be there 4 days a week, but this week I only made it 1. So, go ahead.
Marlise, what I would recommend, and I'm trying to see if I have a video of this. I don't have a video on it, but I will share my screen a little bit. So usually that is a attribute of just like core muscles. And so you know how we foam roll sometimes, right? What I would do is I would sit off the foam roll with the back of your knee. So like the back of your knee kind of bending almost like that. And this is something you can do just more of like just a few exercises before. Do you have one at home by any chance?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, perfect. So if you're sitting on the ground and think of like your knee is kind of bending over the foam roller, you're going to just do exercises where you're just holding 1, 2, 3, releasing, holding 1, 2, 3 to get used to like that muscle firing. Okay. I do recommend icing it too as well. If I have a few, or next time I see you, I'll try to see if I can show you a few of them too as well. But a lot of it is going to be, sitting on the back of the foam roller with your knees over the foam roller and really just kind of getting your legs straight to where you can pulse and really fire that muscle, right? You'll do it for maybe 10 reps just to start off with, relax, right? 10 reps, relax. And then you can also do a few where you're touching the heel to the ground, fully extending, and that should focus on that muscle to kind of fire. That was something I did when I had knee surgery too back in the day, of like really trying to get that core muscle of the quads firing again too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I was like, oh my God, nothing. Okay, I gotta keep moving. So
yeah, and then also too, like just staying away from the jumping. Like, and I'm gonna use Ty's example. Like when Ty first started, like it would have drove anyone else mad how much we modified for her. Right. And sometimes a lot of us, right, we are at a place of like, I want to go fast. I want it to happen now. I want to lose. But it's like, we spent probably the first year modifying for Ty and she still lost the weight. Right. So you don't have to do the jumping. You don't have to do you can go slow and steady and really focus on nutrition. And like, all right, cool. If my knees are bothering me, I'm not gonna get on the ground. I'm gonna do everything that's standing, right? And just really just focus on that element and walking. And if you can do those things combined with walking and nutrition, what's gonna happen is your body's gonna start to adjust, and then we just focus on strengthening your knee with the core muscles.
Okay.
Does that make sense? That's what my recommendation would be. But I know it's very easy when we're in that momentum of the gym and you hear us on a microphone and you see everyone else, you're like, well, she doing burpees, I'm gonna do burpees, right? You know, she doing right, she do it, I'm gonna do it, right? And but there is no, with our community as a whole, like there is no judgment or ego. Like we've had so many different clients from different like just backgrounds and health issues, like thrive. And a lot of it is like you have to listen, but you also have to kind of check the ego at the door, right? There is a time where during the pandemic, we worked out outside as a coach. And I think I tweaked my hamstring and back and hip flexor. And as a coach, having to really slow myself down was very hard, but you have to, right? And then the body heals, and then you can kind of listen to your body. And then crazy enough, you actually learn that like, okay, like I can lose weight by just fixing these small little things, you know? So that's what I would focus on, you know, without having to worry about the jumping or like I need to run every single day. Just focus on nutrition. We can walk.
Yeah.
You know, if you have time, you can hop on the Airdyne and do light bikes, but like just nutrition, walking, and then just really focusing on doing the non-knee, you know, movements.
Right.
Okay, does that make sense?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's what I will work on, and that's what I recommend for you coaching wise is focus on that. Okay. Same thing too. I was telling Mike, make sure you give me some weigh-ins and pictures too. That's one thing that I don't want you to drop off because once again, even from when you first started, you're still smaller. You can see it in your face, you can see it in your back. You're still a smaller person now. So don't stop now that it's working and start to self-sabotage. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
Yes.
you're doing an amazing job. All right. And then what will happen is with activity, the weight is going to move. Right now we're having to deal with you know, the knee. All right. So right now it's just about slow and steady wins rates. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Any other questions on
Thank
that?
you. No.
Okay. Keep it up. Okay.
All right. Thanks.
All right. I have SB. I'm not sure who SB is. SB iPhone. SB iPhone. Let me see. Okay. Does anyone have any other questions? Was this helpful for everybody? All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Is this something that you guys want to try to do more consistently just for the community to kind of help with? Okay.
Yes.
Really good job. Okay. Like I said, whether you're doing a challenge, if you're not doing a challenge, it's all the same in regards to like we're all trying to work towards a healthier body lifestyle too. Everyone that I took notes on, so Felicia, Cynthia, give me probably Monday to get you guys like back to the meal plans. Cynthia, I'll look at your InBody too as well, and I'll try to get back to you. I'll probably try to do that right now so I don't forget on Monday. And then Lynette, Jamil, I'll try to get you guys the menopausal training too. And then if there's nothing else, you know, keep it up. I think you guys are doing an amazing job. All right. Try to make sure that we don't miss these meetings. They are helpful just to kind of really slow things down, answer questions. But like Cynthia said too, being able to hear other people's questions, right? Sometimes hearing someone else answers yours, or you start to remember, like she said, of like, I was like that too. Right. And then now you can give advice. Right. And so this is what all this is about is coaching, is support, is accountability. And I think this is going to help everyone, you know, continue to progress, you know, as the year goes on. Okay. And then don't be surprised too, I do record this. So if there is good clips, Cynthia, I'm gonna ask you first. If there's a good clip with you and your husband, is it okay to post it on Instagram to motivate somebody else? Okay, everyone's okay with that, Mike, Doris, Danita? Perfect.
Yes.
All right. Once again, I have to go through it, but if there is something good that's powerful and motivating like that, we'll definitely try to see it. So don't be surprised if you see yourself on Instagram. All right. Have a wonderful Saturday, everyone, and then keep crushing in the workouts too as well, okay? Appreciate you guys.
All right.
All right.
Sure. Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.